very big on valuations. Very rarely would we certainly wouldn't encourage anyone to buy if they, all consider we're all individual buyers, we're all individual investors. There's no silly buggers and syndicates and whatever going on. All individual investors that are just buying properties, but we try to keep an eye over if anything ever doesn't stack up. And in the case of a val not stacking up, very rarely, and then it's a personal decision, and it may be $10,000 under, and someone goes, oh, but I love it, I'm happy to go ahead with it, but I would be more comfortable with you knowing that just hold a high bar here. Make sure you keep those valuations coming in on par with what you're buying. We see lots of examples of where it becomes hard to distinguish where the selling and the twisted information is really the marketing is really kind of influencing people towards deals that aren't real. This was an example that we came up with. This was a property that we were able to secure, or Lifecorp members were able to secure at $415,000, and yet a member said in the neighbouring subdivision, which I didn't think was anywhere near as good a subdivision, but they said in the neighbouring subdivision, here's a package that we can get for $406,000. And it's interesting when they start using these numbers. When they start using these numbers, and the first thing that most people see when they see these numbers is, geez, they must be very detailed and accurate with how they price up their properties, right? It's just a marketing ploy. A marketing ploy that makes people feel like, wow, these guys are really on to every dollar. They know exactly how to price this place up, and I feel more confident that it's not going to spiral out of control. The reality was we went in and did a big investigation into the properties. This one, not only did we think it was a better estate, but more importantly, the floor plan was much better. It had 2 living spaces instead of 1. Contract was absolutely fixed price. Holding costs were capped, which we couldn't even figure out what might have been the scenario over here. All of the inclusions were in place. On the other property, the things they hadn't disclosed was they wanted another $13,500 for site costs, weren't included in this price point that they were promoting. Inclusions required to match the same inclusions here, $6,500 worth of inclusions to get the same level of inclusions. Landscaping and driveway, which is just plain rude, $16,500. So really, when you compare the two, from what, once you know how to do this stuff compared to what unfortunately many people get drawn into in what I think was a B grade suburb next to a good subdivision next to an A grade suburb, and still paying $30,000 or more above it, be very careful. Okay, be very careful. Use those checklists, do your research, and really get this thing right.